Hi everyone, welcome to Cannabis is Medicine UK. I just realised that I've done a comparison video of the 3 vapes that I've bought so far, which was the X Max V3 Pro, the Crafty Plus and the Arizer XQ2. And I'll link that up there if anyone wants to see that. But I realised that I haven't actually done an in-depth review yet of the Arizer XQ2 desktop. And I do get quite a lot of questions of people asking me what I think of it. And I actually think that this is probably my favourite vape. I mean, it's obviously not as convenient as a portable vape, so you can't really take this out and about. But for the medicating effects, I just find this so brilliant, and it seems to hit twice as hard as my Crafty Plus does. So when I really do want to have, you know, really strong medicating effects, I will use this. And also it doesn't run out of battery, so you know, when your other vapes are, you know, charging up, you can use a desktop. So I like to have this anyway, just for convenience. Yeah, so basically it comes with a few components. So you've got this desktop base bit, which you just turn on. And it has, you can set it, it's got different kind of rings of colour, LED lights, and you can kind of set it to whatever preference, but to be honest, I haven't bothered with that. The main difference I see with this and my Crafty Plus in terms of how I use it is that I feel like this doesn't, it's not quite as hot as the Crafty Plus. So I keep this at 200 degrees centigrade as opposed to 185 degrees for my Crafty Plus, because I feel like I need the extra temperature to give me enough vapor. But obviously it's up to you what temperature you want to use it at, and just experiment and see what works best for you. And I tend to turn it on and I tend to leave it for about 10 minutes. It goes up to temperature really quickly within 30 seconds to a minute, but I feel like it needs a good 5 to 10 minutes just to sort of heat up properly. So I tend to sort of turn it on and heat it up without any weed in there. And then you've got this bowl, which is, I think it's called the Cyclone bowl, I'm not quite sure. But basically it gives you 2 options. I think I've cracked mine actually, I can see a bit of a crack. Oh dear, I must have dropped it. I think it comes with 2. I think it comes with 2 of these bowls. So, but they are pretty sturdy, and I like that all the components are made of glass, because that kind of cools the vapor down even more. And yeah, you've got 2 options with this. You've got this little rubber bung thing that stops your fingers getting burnt when you take it off the vape. And it's got 2 sort of sizes. It's got a smaller size bowl and a larger size bowl. More recently I've been using the larger bowl, because I actually think that even though I'm not using like as much weed as you could fit in this bowl, I feel like you get more vapor with the longer bowl. But you know, again, just experiment and see what works for you. So basically, once you've chosen what type of bowl, you just put it onto there, and there's no screwing in. It's really good for disability, like my hands are bad with rheumatoid arthritis, so I find it really easy to use this. You just plonk it on to the base unit like that, and then you fill it up with some weed in the bowl, and then I'm just going to let it sit for a minute or 2. And you've basically got 3 options really. You've got a whip and you've got balloons. So this is the whip. I don't really use this because I find it a little bit of a pain to clean. You know, you can fill this with isopropyl or alcohol, and I've seen people on YouTube fill it up with salt as well, give it a good old sort of shake to dislodge all the oils and stuff, but I just find that a bit of a faff, so I don't use this. But it's really nice to use. It's very cool if you're someone that coughs a lot with vapes. Both this and the balloon are pretty cool, so they're good options for lung issues. And yeah, the components on this are all glass as well. The mouthpiece is glass, and you basically just plonk this in there, and then it's ready to go. And then with the whip, you've got two options. So you can basically, you can just breathe in without any fan assistance, but you can also push the fan button, which is like here, and then that basically throws air through the whip, and then that really does mean that it's effortless. You're not really like trying to draw on it hard at all, because it's literally just pushing that vapor into your lungs. So it's really good. It's a really good method, but just for me, it's not my preferred method. So the second method is the balloons. So you get these in packs of, I think it's like 5, I can't remember, 5 or 6, and they're about £14, I think, something like that. And I tend to, if I'm using this every day, I'll change the bag every week, I'd say. It depends, like you can feel when the bag starts getting a bit sticky, and also it starts getting a bit harsh to vape. So yeah, so I change them fairly regularly, but I don't use this desktop every day, so I probably let the bags go a little bit longer. So you've got these plastic bags, and you can, if you run out of them, you can use a turkey basting bag, because that's food safe and it's heat safe as well. And that's a really cheap way. And I have done that when I've been really, really skint and haven't been able to afford the Arizer bags. They're slightly smaller, the turkey bags, but they're just as safe. So you can use those at a push. And then you have this this ring here, so you want to just sort of stick the bag through there like that. And then you've got this glass mouthpiece here. So then you just want to stick the end of the mouthpiece onto there and make sure it's secure. And then you've just got this bag. And then what it comes with is this elbow piece here. But I found it really difficult to use because it came with some screens, but I found that the screens didn't fit very well, and they were always like falling into the bowl. And I didn't feel like I was really getting the maximum usage out of it. So I contacted Arizer, and they kindly sent me this piece, which they sell separately, which has got like a sort of glass screen, so you don't have to use the metal screen. So I really recommend using this, because I don't think the metal screens fit that well. So since I've used this, it's been a real game changer. So basically you just plonk that there into the cyclone bowl, and then you just stick this into this mouthpiece in, and then you're ready to go. And then you just push the fan button. It's got three settings, low, medium and high, and I tend to do it on low. So you just push this and wait for the bag to inflate. In fact, actually I'll speed it up just to save time. And I tend to use 2 bags generally. The first bag isn't going to have like a ton of vapor in it unless you're using it at a really high temperature. But it's going to be really terpy. And I think that's why I love this machine the best, is that because this vape the best is because the first hit and the first balloon you get is just the most amazing flavour, which I just don't get with my Crafty Plus. I mean, you do get a bit of flavour at the first couple of drags, but it's nothing as intense as this. I think the bags, the balloons, they really trap the terpenes, and they just make that first balloon just taste amazing. So I love it for that. And then I do tend to probably do a second balloon as well, because there's still loads of vapor in there. I mean, I have pushed it when I first got it just to experiment how many balloons I could get. And you can get kind of 3 or 4 balloons really before the vapor starts to go. So it depends how much you want to use it. But yeah, I just find it a really good vape for just for my needs, for pain relief and for anxiety relief. It's just a really effective vape, and it's definitely a really good dupe for the Volcano. I have tried a volcano a couple of times and it was really amazing, but I honestly can't really tell much difference between this and that. So if you're on a budget, this is such a good vape to use. It really is. I think it's about 150 quid. It's really affordable and it's really well made. And yeah, it's really good. So right, I'm just going to turn it off now, and then I'm just going to enjoy my lovely balloon. Oh, it's so lovely. Yeah, that tastes really good. I can really taste the terps. Delicious. Yeah, that's nice. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea as to how to use it. It's really easy to clean. You literally just bung all the glass components and all the rubber bungs into a bowl of isopropyl alcohol. Just leave it for half an hour, and it should be as good as new. Oh, I don't know why, but the balloons really do medicate very, very well. I love my Crafty Plus, don't get me wrong. I love it for its convenience and its size, and it's really, you know, it's very cool because it's got a really good cooling unit. But I just feel like this does give a much stronger medicating effect than the Crafty. Especially if you do a couple of balloons in succession. I mean, I have seen some people on YouTube clean the bags out, put isopropyl alcohol in and clean the bags out and reuse them. But to be honest, I just change them, you know, once a week, as I said, or whenever they just get really, really claggy and sticky with oil. So that's it. Hopefully it's given you a bit of an idea how to use it. And sorry, let me know if you do have one of these, or if you're thinking about getting one. I definitely recommend them. It's been a really good purchase for vapes for me. All right, guys, I'm going to go enjoy my dose of medication in my bed. But yeah, I will speak to you all soon. Take care.